Hi all, welcome to Karl Woodcraft. I'm Karl and today I'm going to be building this outfeed and side extension for the DW745 Dewalt jibsite table saw. It's built out of 1.5 sheets of 15mm construction grade pine ply and 12 2.4 3x2s. The reason I've constructed it out of these materials is basically cost. In the UK, 4x2s are really expensive, double the price to 3x2s, and plywood is really expensive as well. So I would like to make this out of probably maybe 2x6s and definitely 2x4s, and probably have two laminate the top as well with two boards. However, in reality, I need to keep the costs down, and I've done the job to a standard where I think it's super solid for what it's constructed out of. And you know, if you're in the UK, this will definitely do the job, and if you're anywhere else in Europe or in America, this will still definitely keep the costs down for you, and it's super sturdy. So I'd love to say that I designed this, but in reality, I probably haven't. What I've done is I've researched probably, I don't know, plus 50 videos on YouTube, and I've just watched and watched and watched, and this is probably just an accumulation of all them different designs. What I did is I built it ad hoc on the spot. I drew a few sketches, what I thought would work, and then I just came in and started putting the pieces together, cutting and putting the pieces together, and it's worked out really well that way. The first thing we did is we made a square for everything to sit on top of, and we made that out of the 3x2s, and it's 6.5 foot long by 3 foot wide. So we'll start off the process of the video by showing you how we did that. So after we built the square, the next thing we did is we built these, which are the legs for the center unit, and we did 4 of these, and it's basically 2 3x2s connected together. One is the full length from top to bottom, and the second piece here at the front is cut short minus the distance of the top and bottom rail. Next we made the square for the top, and this was just for the front section minus the outfeed extension. And again, this is 2 3x2s cut long ways and 2 for the sides, and then we constructed them with the legs already connected. For the work surface, we cut this to size while it was situated on top of the frame, just to make sure it was a good fit. Saved measuring, put the track saw on, cut it to size, and then nibble away at it until we've got an exact fit. We fastened that down with 2-inch screws, and we've done that in a way that when the work surface gets torn up, we can easily replace and put a new surface down. Did the exact same for the side extension, remembering to leave clearance for the rails so you can get the fence directly up to the blade, and we've left space so we can remove the guard. The next thing I did is I put this base panel on, and we cut that to size to fit where the table saw was going to go, and then we connected the old cart what we made for the table saw, and we just cut the bottom off that so it'd fit to the correct height minus a couple of mil. Hi guys, it's I don't know where we just left off. I think we left off with the putting the wheels on, didn't we? So I got these 50 mil lockable casters. Well, four are lockable and 4 non-lockable, and so I've got 8 on in total. Apparently they can take 200 kilos, so I've got 8 on, so that should be more than enough for this. It moves nice and freely. Rather than doing a long boring process of watching me measure, cut out of the miter saw, measure, cut out of the miter saw, I thought I might as well just do all the measuring and chopping, then show you what I did quickly. So as you can see, I've got these pieces. That's just a dry fit, nothing's attached yet. I'm going to be attaching these with pocket hole screws, and I ain't used any pocket hole joinery on the rest of it, so, and I think to save space, and I just think it'll come in really handy for this bit. I've cut these for the top pieces here. You see I've left clearance for this to come out at the front and back here, and I've also made sure that that is just below the surface of the table saw. That's the thickness of the top. It's like 2mm below. So pocket hole screw all these together, put these framing pieces in as well, just butt joint them in, and need to take a little bit off this one I think, and then put the top on, and then I can put my table saw sleds and jigs and what have you in this portion here, and I've got a side extension. Lovely, right, so I'll get on with that. One of my favourite things about this design is the fact that it leaves loads of scope for upgrades, i.e. things I'm going to do for the future to upgrade it. I may well put a trim on the saw, on the tabletop itself. I'm probably going to put a panel here where I can store my sleds in there, and that will minimise the dust going onto them, and then I can use that panel also for probably storing things like table saw accessories, push sticks and things like that. This compartment below here, there's loads of scope under here. You could put shelves in here, cabinets, drawers, all sorts. And then also again around the circumference of the table, there's scope for multiple upgrades. So the build there is done for today, but what we'll do is future videos of the upgrades, what we're going to do to the table and how we can make it into, you know, more of a all-round workbench, as that's what I'm going to be using this for. It's going to be my multi-purpose workbench, outfeed table, assembly table. You know, it's going to do the lot for me because of the space that I'm working in. Some of the things that I'd do differently in the future, what would I do? One thing I would do is this area here, I would have this smaller. I overcompensated for the fence and having to remove it, thinking that I needed this space here. However, the blade pushes well past there and I can remove the fence in there. So I could probably bring this closer 1.5 inches, which I will do eventually. When I put the trim around, I'll probably put some in there, and that'll close that space a bit, giving me even more stability. And that's about it really. Everything else I'm really happy with how the build went, and I hope it's inspired you to help you build your outfeed table side extension. And you know, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe, because there's going to be loads of upgrades for this table, as long as all the other projects that we do, and it'll be great to have you along for the journey. So I'll catch you on the next one, guys, which will be next Sunday, and I'll see you then.